I'm Patrick Lancaster, and we are seeing history repeat itself. Already, Trump's coming out saying, basically, mission accomplished. The key nuclear facilities in Iran have completely and utterly been obliterated. This is what he's saying. And it only took one day, one strike, not 6 weeks like Bush said mission complete back in 2003 during the Iraq War, where I was actually involved in the US military. And we went there on false pretenses. He's already doing it after one day. And this is what he came out in his victory speech, but he's saying there could be more. Let's have a look and watch the video of him making his declaration right now.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight I can...
Okay, so the #1 nuclear threat. Now, his intelligence, again, I've been like a parrot here, his intelligence director, national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, said that they were not building a nuclear weapon, and she backed off a bit on that. But the IAEA chief also, whose job it is to talk about nuclear threats, said there was no credible evidence that they were building a nuclear weapon. But, you know, I've talked about this before. You know, we know this. We know there is no, as they put it, no credible evidence of a nuclear weapon.
Can report to the world
Our building of a nuclear weapon.
that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
Okay, completely and totally obliterated. Now, we've seen in my last report satellite images of these, in aerial photos, I should say, one or the other, of, I believe, Natanz nuclear facility and Fordow. And there's been a small amount of damage reported, or at least smoke reported by the locals around the area, and footage of that small amount of smoke. Now, would there have been more if they were completely obliterated?
Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying, death to America, death
Okay, so
to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing up.
So a lot easier. Well, it was reported that the United States used 12 GBU-57 bunker buster bombs, 30,000-pound bombs, to make these hits with 30 Tomahawks. Now, okay, the U.S. got plenty of Tomahawks, but it's publicly reported that the U.S. only created 20 of these GBU-57 bunker busters. So they've already used 12. Maybe they have more that are classified, who knows. But he says it's gonna be a lot easier to make these attacks, okay?
Their arms blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank...
Okay, so let's remember what Trump said about Obama in 2013. when there was another nuclear weapon scare of Iran's possibility of nukes urged on by Netanyahu. And Trump said, remember what I said earlier. Well, we're remembering now. He said, remember what I said earlier. Obama will attack Iran someday to show now how tough he is. Okay? Looks like somebody else is showing how tough they are.
Thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, so could any other military have done this? Is the U.S. the only military? Well, they are the only military that have bombs like the GBU-57. Now the question is, how much damage did they actually do? Were these sites completely destroyed? Were the enriched uranium removed before they were attacked? I think time will tell. Now, very small amounts of evidence of damage from the outside looking into these facilities is recorded and documented and observed. No documentation of any leaks reported from any of the associations and organizations, and Iran says there's very little damage. Are they telling the truth? Who knows? We'll see. And Trump said for now it's done. Just mission accomplished, like I said, Bush did in 2023. Let's have a little look at Bush's speech right now. See how they kind of line up. Just a little bit of it.
Be seated, please. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Admiral Kelly, Captain Card, officers and sailors of the USS Abraham Lincoln, my fellow Americans. Major combat operations in Iraq have ended. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed.
All right, what do you think? You think this is something right out of the playbook from the Iraq War and the weapons of mass destruction from Iraq? Well, I was lied to about those weapons of mass destruction. I went to the war in Iraq with under false pretenses. All right, so even though Trump said that it seemed to be over, mission accomplished, now there is reports of a huge explosion in Iran's Bashir, where a nuclear power plant is located. Now that does not look good. That definitely does not look good. We're going to continue to monitor that. Did the U.S. just hit a nuclear power plant in Iran? And again, Iran says that these facilities were not destroyed. Their media has gone out and made reports showing little damage or little evidence of damage from the outside looking in again. In the Iranian Atomic Energy Association has said there's no leaks. And the Israeli Prime Minister has praised Trump's bold decision on going in and congratulating Trump on his decision to attack Iran. We're going to have a look at the Prime Minister's full speech about this. But first, I want to talk to you again about a possible opportunity for families to kind of safeguard themselves for the future during these difficult times, because really the financial sector is so volatile now. The dollar is going up and down, and investments are needed by families. I know I look for investments for my family to safeguard their future. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about a company, Giant Mining Corp, that's sponsoring this video, who seems like an interesting opportunity for potential investors to safeguard their family and have a little nest egg for the future. Because I know with inflation nowadays, it's really hard to hang on to a chunk for the future. But when you're able to put it away somewhere, it almost keeps away from the fingertips and stop burning a hole in your pocket. So that's why I want to bring something to my viewers that might benefit them and their family in the future. So this Giant Mining Corp seems like a good opportunity for that. As copper has become one of the most critical metals today, with a huge part of the electrification sector, AI, and with their Majaba Hill project in Nevada having over 9,800 acres of property in what they call world-class mining infrastructure, having access to Route 80, electric transmission lines, gas, railroad. They're positioned to take advantage of the upcoming copper supercycle, which is said to potentially double the price of copper in 2030. Not to mention that in the last year, copper has already been at an all-time high. And to do this, they are posed and with a goal of having the next major gold, silver, and copper discovery in North America. And with Giant Mining Corp trading on several stock exchanges and comparable companies in those stock exchanges having valuations in the billions, there is a huge potential upside for investors to invest with Giant Mining Corp. And that's why I'm bringing you this little bit here. Maybe you'll get something out of it. Take everything with a grain of salt. I, of course, get approached by several companies, many of which are video games, VPNs, and other just bull things that I don't think you could get something out of. But something like this, I want to bring to you with the chance that you might get something out of it, because I never want to give you something you're not going to get something out of. So, you know, do your own research, and if you think this is something that could help with you and your family, look into it and get into it. The link is in the description. I'm going to continue on. Bringing you all this, and a big thanks to Giant Mining Corp for sponsoring this video. So let's get into what the Prime Minister has to say about the attack by the United States on Iran.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. In Operation Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America, God bless Israel, and may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
And please, comment below what you think about these two congratulating speeches to each other. And what are the long-term implications of this? Is this going to go into a ground war with the United States involved, or is this going to be a one and done? And as we go on, even now, during this report, there's more and more information coming. There is an image coming now of a possible GBU 57 crater. Well, two craters at the Fordow nuclear facility, and not even craters, but entry holes, you could say. There's two, possibly three, seen in this photo here, and I guess the idea is they go in, go 20 stories down, and then explode. Now, the U.S. said they used 12, so was there three at each facility and then a couple extras for just good luck somewhere else? Or what exactly happened? Well, we're going to continue to monitor the damage and what exactly is reported on both sides. And let's see what the Democratic Party in the United States has to say about this attack. Senator Patty Murray says the American people do not want to start a war with Iran, and Trump does not have the authority to unilaterally start one. I will continue to speak out on behalf of my constituents, the vast majority of whom do not want to be drawn into another forever war. Now, that is true. It's reported that 60% of the U.S. population was against attacking Iran and going into a war with Iran. But Trump did it anyway against the intelligence, or the first intelligence of the National Intelligence Agency. We're going to continue to monitor everything as these breaking stories develop. Thanks for being here with me. Comment below what you think about these this new format. What you think about what's happening now. The mission accomplished, as it could be looked at by the speeches from Trump and the Prime Minister of Israel. Let me know what else you want to see. Please like, share, subscribe. Remember, go and subscribe to my Substack. We're going to get a lot more information. All right, got a lot more to come. We're out.